This is the time of the show when I ask for a closing thought. What's keeping you up at night? What are you most excited about? Nick, let's go to you.
Oh man, what keeps the risk manager up at night? Unfortunately, when you're a risk manager, everything looks like a risk. So a lot of things can keep me up at night. But no, I mean, short answer, we touched on some of these factors. We're certainly looking like we are in restrictive territory from an interest rate standpoint, and usually, not always, but usually when the Fed is trying to cool off the economy, the unfortunate thing is a lot of times they are successful at it. And I think we're seeing early stages of that. I think my personal opinion is we probably continue to see a few more months at least of a continuation of that theme, which is just higher lending standards, more restrictive policy. There's a concerted effort to cool off conditions, cool off inflation, and part of that's cooling off business conditions. So that broadly is what keeps me up at night. This too shall pass. I don't anticipate a 2008, 2020 type recessionary condition, but do I think things are going to be a little more difficult in the months ahead than where we were, in the last 12? Yeah, probably for a little bit. But certainly not skies falling. And as everybody mentioned already, there are still pockets of strength in certain end markets. It's not every end market, but there are pockets of strength still out there. So I don't want to belittle that fact as well.
Angie, how about you?
Yeah, I'm hopeful for some stability going into 2024 as far as pricing goes. For me, keeping up at night is watching that nickel market, seeing what's going to happen as far as material coming online, the extra demand coming on from EV, how that's all going to kind of play together. I like to keep it kind of a pulse on mill capacity. The better they're doing, obviously, the better it speaks for the general market. So those are some of the stuff that we try to keep an eye on. It's just kind of what's going on in the global market as well as what's going on in our own backyard. So it'd be interesting to see as we go into 2024 how it all kind of stabilizes out.
Good stuff. How about you, Jay?
Yeah, and I'm gonna jump on that optimistic bandwagon. Obviously, I'm hoping for brighter days ahead from an economy standpoint. I think I'm going to triple down on this auto situation too. You guys talked a lot about the carbon side of it. Don't forget, there's certainly a lot of aluminum that goes into to the manufacturing of cars these days. And as we get into the fourth quarter and as these contract negotiations start, and if that strike is something that truly comes to fruition and lasts a long time, I mean, that could certainly be disruptive to these contract periods where people have started initial offers into the market, and now all of a sudden they've got to find a way to fill capacity, right? So things change or could change very quickly, the longer that auto situation lingers. So I think that's in the forefront of my mind right now.
Fair point. Mr. Crane, bring us home.
Yeah, that's it. The steel guy stays up at night thinking about the auto workers. I mean, that's going to be a big deal for the balance of the year. It's look, not to make a bad joke, but automotive drives the steel industry. So if we have shutdowns at 1 or 3 plants or 2 plants, it's going to cause some stuff. So that's what keeps me up at night. But the positivity of it all is we're going to get through it, and things look good. We do see some pockets of stability, and I think we're going to see those pockets of stability leak into other things as we continue to get through some of these backlogs. As I visit customers and I speak with customers, there are a lot of places that have large backlogs into the middle of next year, even further. So there are some definite silver linings to the clouds that we see.